It's time for high school sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Today's broadcast of high school sports on the NCWLIFE channel is presented by Alignment Pros, Automoca, Color FX, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, and the Windmill Restaurant. NCWLIFE channel's coverage is also brought to you by Charter College and the Walkabout Grill. Now let's go live for all the action for tonight's coverage of high school sports on your home for local sports, the NCWLIFE channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our very first live volleyball broadcast here on the NCWLIFE channel. Along with Leanne Branham, I'm Eric Granstrom, and Happy New Year. It's good to have you back.
Thank you. It is September, almost October, but Happy New Year.
I know. Let's talk about volleyball. It's underway. It's early in the season. What are you seeing out of the Panthers so far?
You know, honestly, I haven't seen a ton, but knowing the lineup that's coming back, we have a lot of hope for this season.
Well, and a new coach. We're going to talk to Connor Metcalf coming up. He comes from completely outside the area, so definitely fresh blood there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that having fresh blood in a program and in this valley is great because volleyball here, we've had the same people doing it since I've been around. So to have a fresh face with a lot of new knowledge, new technology, new ways to teach the game, I think is really important for this team.
Well, and he comes in with a pretty clean slate. They lost a lot of seniors off of last year's club. Of course, Allie Hallberg is gone. Emery Sugg, Megan Van Wagner, Devin Anderson. How do you replace people like that?
I think for him, it didn't matter. He had no idea because he wasn't here, so he didn't even know what he was losing. And I think that that's good for him. You know, because he doesn't know. He just has his team and he just goes. So that is definitely a benefit of being a new coach not from around here. Well,
and they do have some, I guess, veterans coming back with, of course, Megan Wolf and Lily Dexter. Now, I see Cammie Worley is on the volleyball squad. We've seen her play basketball, but I haven't seen her play volleyball.
I haven't much either, but I'm super excited. I've watched her play a lot and gotten to know her over the years, and just knowing her in the off season and talking to her about playing volleyball, I think it's going to be really fun for this team to have an addition of such a tall, athletic kid.
Well, you've got the 1-0, we'll talk Big Nine, 1-0 Wenatchee Panthers and the 0-1 Davis Pirates. It's coming up next here on the NCWLIFE channel. On the way next, we're going to talk with the new head coach who's sporting a nice bow tie. It's coming up next on the NCWLIFE channel. Don't go away. Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. One Way Construction, NW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
What's your Automoca emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NCWLIFE channel, along with Leanne Branham. I'm Eric Granstrom, and the head coach, new head coach for the Wenatchee Panthers, Connor Metcalf, joining us. Connor, first of all, welcome to Wenatchee.
Thank you very much.
Give us your background coming into here. You're from down south, I understand.
I was from Orange County. Spent last year in Las Vegas. Have coached at Vanguard University, NAI.
Tell me about the club. Tell me about when you got to town and how it's come so far for you.
Yeah, club experience has been great. Just helping out, trying to get some new ideas in the system, and being here has been great. Atmosphere is great. People are great. Team's great. Love being here.
How different is that to come from a club atmosphere to come to coach at a high school atmosphere?
So there are some differences, a little bit of differences. One of the things is just the speed of play, right? You get a bunch of girls who are committed year-round to playing, where here we have multi-sport athletes. So just trying to figure out, making sure that we're understanding philosophies and mentalities, different schemes inside of the game. But they're doing a great job picking it up. So.
Did you have a question, Leanne?
I didn't have a question. It's just been really exciting for me to have a new coach here and to learn new things from him, you know, spice it up a little bit here. So,
well, congratulations on getting the job. We're happy to have you here, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, there you go. Connor Metcalf joining us here on the pregame show. We'll come back with the lineups and the first serve coming up next on the NCWLIFE channel.
The pros, alignment pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
And welcome back once again here to Wenatchee High School as we count down the warm-up clock here for the Wenatchee Panthers and the Davis Pirates, along with Leanne Branham. I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCWLIFE channel. Our broadcast is brought to you in part by the Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube, including front and four-wheel alignment, online at alignpros.com or at 182 Eastmont Avenue. Also by Automoca. What's your Automoca emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the valley, including the only Automoca with inside seating on 5th Street across from Wenatchee Valley College. Well, Leanne, we talked about the rosters. We talked about the changes for Wenatchee. Let's just go down. This is our first game, so let's go down and talk about the lineups. We don't have the starters here. We'll get those here in just a moment. But first of all, the Wenatchee Panthers coming in with a record of 1-2. Excuse me, they are, 1-2 overall, 1-0 in the Big Nine. They're coming in after a win against Sunnyside the other night, 3 games to none. We'll go down the list here, and you could talk about the ones that you know about anyway, as far as the Panthers are concerned. And Connor Metcalf in his first year head coaching. His assistants are Marty McMahon, Emily Irvin, and Andy Gebbers. Sydney Brownlee is back this year as a senior. She is a 5'3" senior. Sierra White, a 5'6" senior. A lot of seniors on this lineup for Coach.
Yeah, absolutely a lot of seniors. He told me when we first met that he really liked to have a senior-heavy team, so he definitely has that.
Also, Jenna Osborne is a 5'2" junior. Paris Feifel, a 5'1" senior. Megan Wolf back again this year, a 5'8" senior. You said that she's moved positions this year.
She has moved positions. She has been playing outside, which I actually think is a really good, more like an outside. She jumps like an outside. She hits like an outside. But she was doing a great job in the middle last year. But, you know, adding in a 6'2" senior in Cammie Worley gives her the opportunity to play where she probably should have been playing all along.
Yeah, absolutely. Also in the lineup here for Coach Metcalf, you've got wearing number 6, Madison Johnson, a 5'7" junior. Lauren Clark is a 5'8" senior. Shelby McCreary, a 5'7" senior. Lily Dexter back again, a 5'10" senior. Charlie Plinsky is a 5'7" junior. That's a new name for me.
That is new.
In the lineup.
Yep.
Alexandra Toth is a 5'8" sophomore, getting up to the roster on varsity. Emily Redmond, a 5'8" junior. And Cammie Worley, as you mentioned, a 6'2" senior. So you got Worley, you got Dexter, you got some pretty good size out there for the Panthers.
Yeah, absolutely. They do have some definite size in a few of the girls. But if you look at the lineup, they also have some tiny kids.
Yeah, they do.
But you want to know what? Tiny means nothing in this sport. I don't think you need those tiny kids.
So it'll be interesting to see who comes out there as the libero. Do you have any indication so far?
Well, yes, because Jenna Osborne's in a purple jersey.
Well, then there you go. Okay, thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yeah, Jenna has, for the most part, been their libero. They've been sharing a little bit of time, I think, between her and Sydney Brownlee, but it looks like Jenna will have the jersey for the first game at least.
Well, and really, as you mentioned, too, in our pregame, Connor Metcalf coming in as the new head coach, he doesn't have any track record other than club volleyball and the people within the club world that know of him.
Right.
And he's got quite a background.
He has quite a background. He has coached a lot of club volleyball. He coached at Vanguard University. He's just kind of has a lot of experience for being super young, which is kind of nice because the new way of the game is kind of a younger, faster paced game, and he's working with these girls to run that way.
Well, and really, you know, there was so much expectations the last 2 seasons in Emily being the head coach here and having the Allie Hallberg and having the Demery Suggs and all those expectations, and then unfortunately the playoffs don't work out the way they wanted to.
Right.
But he comes in fresh slate. Hey, let's just play ball.
Yep, absolutely. He knows nothing. He knows nothing about these girls at all. He doesn't have any you know, built up emotion towards playing kids or not playing kids or who's on the team or whatever. He came out and picked the kids that he thinks are best for this roster.
Well, the Davis Pirates now have taken over the floor here for their warm-up time frame in the smoky gray uniform tops and the black Spanx. I'm still not a big fan of the Spanx. When my daughter played volleyball,
yeah,
I was
it's an interesting concept.
It is, but hey, that's what it is. The lineup here for Stephanie Gellerson. I'll apologize to her because I was calling her Gellerson all last year. It's pronounced Gellerson.
Okay.
One of the most energetic coaches you will see. We saw her courtside last year wearing a tutu. She talked to you in the pregame about that a little bit, saying that she needed to lighten things up a little.
Yeah, she said last year she had a very serious roster. The girls were serious. They took her too serious, and she said that was her way to get them to kind of play at a more fun level. You know, they didn't do a ton of winning, so it's like you have to emotionally be able to stay up. So if you have a coach that's always up and kind of being silly and keeping it lighthearted, then I think it makes it a lot easier for the kids. So.
Well, they've only got 4 seniors on the roster, and one of those is the most difficult name I've had in a long time. Wearing number 1, a 5'2" senior, and she likes to be called her full first name, Liliana Kilihananui. There
Absolutely.
you go. And that's Kelihananui, and I think she's from Boise.
Guaranteed.
Also, the lineup here for Coach Gellerson: Lily Lozano, a 5'3" senior; Jacqueline Bellman, they like to call her Jackie, she's a 5'7" sophomore; Jossie Morton is a 5'5" senior; Natalie Benitez, a 5'2" junior. She will be the libero for the Davis Pirates. Lachlan Hoberg, a 6'3" junior. We saw her last year, and I remember that she was an impact player for them.
Absolutely. I think that'll be their go-to tonight for sure.
Also getting in the lineup here is a 5'9" sophomore. She is Tashaila Villa. Jordan Scahan White is a 5'8" senior. She wears number 11. Number 12 is Serenity King, a 5'7" junior. And then 13 is Mary Fusner, a 5'7" sophomore. So those are the lineups, and we are about ready for volleyball here tonight live on the NCWLIFE channel. We'll take a break and come back right after this 60-second timeout.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Können Sie mir das Problem sagen?
Meinen Zylinder überschwingt. Flute, ich habe mein Fugen verloren.
Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragen schließen.
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
Welcome back once again here to Wenatchee High School as the starters and non-starters being announced here for both clubs, as the Wenatchee Panthers do their tradition of tossing some candies out to the crowd. Where did that start?
You know, we used to just toss anything. Like, I used to order water bottles when I was here, or we throw out T-shirts or whatever.
Full of water?
No, they were empty.
Okay.
They were empty, yes.
You know.
But just kind of anything, something exciting, you know, to get the crowd excited. All the boys are over there fighting over candy for which girls, so it works.
Yeah, well, it would work. That would work. So the Panthers being announced here with the white uniforms trimmed in purple and gold, and the black Spanx, and everybody wearing the black Nike knee pads. We do have the lineups here, the starters now. Thank you very much for getting that for me, Leanne. It's good to see you again. Good to be courtside with you.
It's great to be here.
We've got the anthem, so we're going to take a break and come back. We'll have volleyball in 60 seconds on the NCWLIFE channel. Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals and a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frapita mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frapita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha Frapitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Wonderful job with our anthem here tonight.
She does an awesome job. She's been singing it for a lot of Panther games lately, and she's got a beautiful voice.
Fantastic. I thought it was a recording when I was at a Wenatchee soccer game last week. So the starters here for Stephanie Jellerson of the Davis Pirates, coming in with a record of 0-1 in Big Nine play, 1-2 overall. It'll be Jackie Bellman, a 5'7" sophomore. She's number 3. Number 5 is Jossie Morton, a 5'5" senior. Also Lachlan Hoberg, that 6'3" junior. Tishaila Villa is a 5'9" sophomore. She wears number 10. Number 12, Serenity King, a 5'7" junior. And number 13 is Mary Fusner, who is a 5'7" sophomore. Meanwhile, for the Wenatchee Panthers and their head coach, Connor Metcalf, getting the start. Number 5, Megan Wolf, a 5'8" senior. Number 6, Madison Johnson, a 5'7" junior. Number 7, Lauren Clark, a 5'8" senior. Number 9, Lily Dexter, a 5'10" senior. Number 12, Emily Redmond is a 5'8" junior. And number 13, Cammie Worley, a 6'2" senior. That's the lineups, and we are just about ready for volleyball tonight on the NCWLIFE channel. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Color FX, offering screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, and logo design for your team, school, business, or church at a fair price. Locally owned for over 20 years, call Color FX at 509-741-7609. That's 741-7609. Our officials for tonight's game, Mark Colander is up high. And then down on the floor, Danielle Ouellette. She asked if we had the correct filter for her tonight.
Perfect.
She wanted that. I told her, I said, look at me. I said, you know, we got the thin filter on. So Davis in the gray tops, Wenatchee in the white tops. Home uniforms here tonight. Getting everybody all set. Still early in the season, just the fourth game for both teams. And so making sure all the lineups are correct before they bring the ball into play. They do a coin flip. Is that how they determine who gets the first service?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And you could either pick side or serve.
Okay.
So typically, if you have a team that's a really strong serve-receiving team, you want to pick serve-receive because you have the first opportunity to score a point.
Serenity King will be the first service person of the night, and we are underway, and it is into the net. Quickly a point for the Panthers. Again, the rules changed several years ago where they now play to 25 and you can score on offense and defense. The service for Wenatchee is away, and a good serve by Lily Dexter. Back to the front line it goes. A little touch at the net and off the mark for Lauren Clark, and it falls in for a point for Davis. So we're even at 1. Early going here, first game, best of 5. And boy, quickly wanting to serve that and not having the success she probably hoped for, Lachlan Hoberg.
No, it looked like she should have taken her time just a tiny bit.
Got in a rush there. So Wenatchee up 2-1. And now the libero for the Panthers will head back to serve. That is Jenna Osborne. The right-handed service over the net nicely to the back line. Up to King up front, and now the spike attempt, and a block attempt at the net goes off the fingertips of Cammie Worley. Now, Cammie, you said played as a sophomore.
Correct.
Didn't play last year.
Correct.
So it's going to take her a while to get her feet under, no matter what she did this summer.
Yep, absolutely. She didn't do a whole lot of volleyball training this summer. Her decision came the week before volleyball started.
So now the service to Tishaila Villa, And we had a
out of rotation
call against Davis, so that point automatically goes to Wenatchee. So the Panthers get the service and the point. They lead at 3-2 here early going. And back to serve for the Panthers will be Sierra White, getting fresh bodies in there as Coach Connor Metcalf. And White with a jump serve, beautiful serve and an ace for Wenatchee. Give the point to the Panthers. Well, that's a tough one to return. Just had that top spin to it. Another service here for Sierra White. This one a little bit deeper. Back it goes up to King. Now far side. Little tap there. Wenatchee up to the task. Megan Wolf gets it back across the line. King with the bump at the net, and it will go to Wenatchee's side. And now the return, left-handed, right in the face of a Pirate. They're trying to keep it alive. They do. We're going to get a point, though. 4 hits, the call against Davis. I didn't see that.
I didn't actually see a 4th hit at all. It hit off her chest and then her face.
Yeah.
I mean, that is 2 hits, but that's illegal on one person.
A jump serve again, very nicely done, and a point quickly to Wenatchee. Again, the service by Sierra White, the 5'6" senior. Boy, she's got a touch back there. Wenatchee up 6-2.
Very consistent serve, and it just skims over the net, which makes it really hard to pass.
White again with the service coming from the middle of that back line and right in deep, and that's tough for a big girl to return, but they do. Wenatchee has it back, and now the Worley kill at the net. They're going to say Davis into the net, and a point for the Panthers.
That was actually a nice hit by Cammie. She came in quick. I'm impressed to see her come in for a quick attempt, you know, after not playing for a while.
From the left side, Worley with the shot, and again White with the service. 7-2, Wenatchee on top. Now the kill attempt here near side by Davis. Wenatchee setting up nicely for the 3rd hit, and that was nice. And
Emily Redmond.
That was Emily. Nice hit by Emily, skimmed off the fingers of a Pirate, out of bounds, so that's point to the Panthers. They lead at 8-2. Substitution here for Davis as Lily Lozano comes in. Very short front line right now for the Pirates. Sierra White with the service. Back line it goes again. There's King, and now back over it goes on the hit by Lachlan Holberg. And now a nice kill by Megan Wolf. Right hand from the left side, and she's able to find the cross shot for the point. 9-2 Wenatchee.
Yeah, I definitely like her coming from the outside because she's a jumper. That's where she needs to be.
White has served 6 points in a row here and make that 7. And a tough serve return attempt by Jossie Morton, the 5'5" senior, just couldn't get her arms up quick enough. A little miscommunication between she and Holberg. Who's going to get that? 10-2 Wenatchee in the first game. Another backline serve, Holberg off to King. Now front line it goes, they get it back over. But again, it seems like Davis is surviving these volleys instead of playing it. This time the shot by Wolf goes into the net, and finally Davis gets a point. Substitution for the Pirates as King will come out into the contest. Jordan Scahan White. And to the back line to serve is Lily Lozano. Right-handed serve for Lozano across. Nice job on the return by the libero for Wenatchee. And now another kill attempt by Megan Wolf. And my goodness, she's zeroing it in already. 11-3 Wenatchee on top.
And you said before, you and Wolfie over there, you guys have a long-term relationship,
yes,
right?
We do. I go back with Mom and Dad a long time. Eric and Rosie.
Yep, pretty fun to watch her play after that.
Yes, yeah. So substitution for Wenatchee, and in with the service now, Shelby McCurry. Waiting for the officials to make sure that everybody's set, and I think we got the lineups correct. Now, I want you again, for non-volleyball educated audience, Leanne, to talk about the libero and where they can and cannot be, and how they can hit to not hit on the service and as the ball goes around here. Speaking of which, there's the libero for Natalie Benitez, gets it over for the Pirates. A little touch at the net here, and they're going to say a point to Davis.
Sure, that's a back row set. So technically Emily Redmond's back row right now, and she came up above the net, not really to attack, but it's kind of one of those calls that's tricky.
Sure. So the service here by Jossie that is. Returned by Wenatchee. Boy, there's a nice kill attempt by Dexter for Wenatchee, but Davis up to the task this time around. Little touch at the net. Good job by Wenatchee. Sierra White to stay out of the nets, but they're still going to say a point to the Pirates.
Yep, it's the same call right there, back row attack.
Yep.
Anytime he puts his arm up in that motion, it means that our setter is back row technically attacking a ball.
Again, service here for Davis by Josie Morton as they've cut the lead to 11-5. Tough return there, but they do get it across. Does Worley for Wenatchee. Back to the back line. It goes to the Panthers near side, and here's the spike attempt at the nets. A little bit low off the hand of Lily Dexter, and a point to Davis. It's 11-6 suddenly. We saw that last year with Davis a couple of times where they certainly spirited, and I think they feed off of their head coach.
Yeah, absolutely. And volleyball is just such a game of rallies. So, man, the minute you get down, another team can absolutely take advantage.
Beautiful return on the volley there by Davis. And now a little tap at the net by Worley. And if you can't get the angle with the spike, then just play it a little softball and find a hole in the pond.
I was just going to ask you if you remembered what that was called. You are very coachable.
Thank you.
A coach's dream right there.
It is a service for Wenatchee by Cammie Worley, and that's got to be one of the hardest things if you've been on a volleyball for 2 years to get that down, but she does. 12-6 the score, by the way. Wenatchee on top. Little tap at the nets. Panthers trying to get it back, and again, just a little mistimed on the jump and the hit attempt here for Wenatchee by Lauren Clark, and it's a point to Davis. It's 12-7. Service is by Natalie Benitez, and it goes a little bit too far for Jenna Osborne to get that one for Wenatchee. Goes off of her hands out of bounds. Point to Davis. Suddenly it's a 4-point game. Again, Benitez on the service, this time in the net. Makes 3 unforced errors by Davis on the service so far in this first game. Coming out is Sierra White. Into the lineup for Wenatchee, number 6, Madison Johnson. And back to the back line with the service here for the Panthers is Emily Redmond.
I'm a big Emily Redmond fan.
You are?
I am.
Do you have her poster, her trading cards?
Yeah, I actually had her signed. I'm just kidding. No, she is just a kid that will work hard every single day in whatever sport she is playing. She's
you love those.
Oh, man, game face every day, and one of the nicest, sweetest kids.
Emily gets the virtue of the point there. A little mishandle by Tashaila Villa. Good service again. Goodness, that's hard to handle. But Davis does up to the task here. Wenatchee on the volley. Now the back row hit. And, oh, I thought it was going to go through the hoop, too. Gave her 2 points plus the points. Was that Lauren Clark on the hit that time, or was it Madison?
No, that was Lily Dexter.
Okay. Lily Dexter on the kill for Wenatchee.
I can tell when she hits that ball because she has such a flat, hard hit.
Yeah, yeah. She had to tie her shoe there momentarily. Now another left-handed tough serve right at the net, and that's going to be another point for Wenatchee. How about the service here by Emily Redmond, 5'8" junior. Is she naturally left-handed?
Yes. Yeah. Yep, she's a lefty.
And it just floats. Another service by Redmond. This time back row had a little more oomph on that particular serve as the Pirates get it across. Hoberg on the return, and now beautiful vision down the line by Lily Dexter. Give her the point with the touch. And a timeout going to be taken here on the floor for Davis. We'll take a quick 30-second break on the broadcast. 17-8, Wenatchee on top. We're back after this 30-second timeout on the NCWLIFE channel.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
17-8, Wenatchee on top here in the first game of Best of 5 here tonight on the NCWLIFE channel. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Global Car Care, a quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians celebrating 25 years in the car care business. They speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. So on the return, Emily Redmond after the timeout by Stephanie Jellerson. Sometimes you're just trying to break a string, right, when you call a timeout as a coach?
Absolutely.
The service by Redmond. Oh my goodness, they got it across, but it's going to be too deep. Or wait a minute, let's see what happens here. I had the back row line judge saying in.
It was, yeah, she called in, but it was way out.
Okay,
I think she made a mistake.
All right, gotcha.
She's very intense at that line, though.
She is. Head officials call it. And so a point to Wenatchee. They lead at 18-8. Again, playing to 25. Killed attempt at the net was partially touched by Lily and then spins around backwards. Jenna Osborne just couldn't get to the floor to get to that one.
And something I really like right there, as soon as that happened, Jenna was caught on her feet, standing up. Coach immediately turned around to his teams and said, this is what Jenna did. This is what Jenna shouldn't have done. You know, this is what she should do. And that was pretty neat to see him coaching through every single point.
White comes out. King comes in with the service. That's a booming serve there. Wenatchee's scrambling to get themselves underfoot. They do. It gets across the net, and a nice block at the net that time by Tashaila Villa. Getting up there. She's only 5'9", but boy, she got up there pretty good. Point to Davis. 18-10 the score. First game. King again service. Deep it goes. Dexter gets enough of it, and now Wenatchee stays out of the net.
Barely.
That was a tough one by Madison Johnson, and we're going to get a point here to Wenatchee on a double hit by Davis. Am I getting that right?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
All right. I need you to check me.
Oh, I'll correct you.
Dexter
you know.
on the service here. Backline to the libero, and that's Benitez. Now the return. Across the net it comes. Wenatchee scrambling. And a left-handed hit there. Nice shot by Johnson, and it's too hard for the Pirates to play. And a point for Wenatchee. It's 20-10 Panthers.
Not very often do you see a lefty to a lefty. Not very many teams have that.
And that left-handed hit from over on the right side, too. Service again by Dexter. Backline it goes. King chases after it. Kind of miss-hit there, but the Pirates get it across. Dexter again. Now a little shovel shot there by Johnson. King, far side it goes over to Morton. And a nice volley this time around. Touch. And boy, that's hard to stay out of the net, or did they go under the net that time? They're going to say yes, she did. A little bit too much momentum for Madison Johnson there to stop herself at the line. So across the line, they say her foot went, and so it's 20-11 after the point. And Hoburg taking a little bit longer time this time, but man, flat service there. Panthers rallying again. Left hand, backside, falls in. Point Panthers. Another nice hit from Madison Johnson.
I absolutely love their coach. Just every single play, she is up and at him and screaming and yelling and teaching, and she's fun. And I was going to tell you something with left-handed. That is typically where you will see them is on the right side.
Okay.
Because you're not hitting the ball across your body.
Oh,
makes it a lot easier. It's a lot harder for a right-handed person to hit a ball on the right side.
Okay. So just the opposite of a quarterback in football.
Yep.
I gotcha. All right. A little tap there. I think that was 4 hits, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yes, it was. As the attempt to get it over by Jossie Morton went a little short. Got some help from a teammate, but that was the 4th hit. So a point to Wenatchee. 22-11, trying to close it out here in the first game. And back is the libero, Jenna Osborne, for the service.
So I'm going to correct you really quick. It's Osborne.
Osborne.
She's an Osborne.
I got it right the first time.
You did.
And I messed it up the next. And that ball is in, and an ace there, right down the line. Beautiful serve by Jenna Osborne. The diminutive one steps back and will service again, leading at 23-11. Nice service again, and give her the point again. And how about that for Wenatchee?
Watch this as she goes back. She takes a step at the back line and waits. Maybe has a little pep talk before she steps out of bounds, like a focus.
Good for him again. Backline it goes to Hoburg. King chases it down. Now they get it across. Panthers setting up nicely. And the left-handed shot again, nearly in by Johnson. King up front. It comes to Bellman. Panther student body helping them out here and helping Wenatchee to a first game win. 25-11 is the score in the first. We'll take a 60-second break and come back. You're watching Panther Volleyball tonight on the NCWLIFE channel, along with Leanne Brown and Eric Granstrom. We're back with Game 2 right after this.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print effects in cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. The Wenatchee Panthers take game 1, 25-11 over the Davis Pirates as we get ready for rally time here in game 2. And our broadcast brought to you in part by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington. Includes general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. Online at onewayconstructionnw.com. Also by The Windmill, a time-tested restaurant providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Open 7 days a week, 4:30 to 9. Call 509-665-9529. We're still trying to get that catered to the press table.
Yeah, I think that would actually
sample
be
tray
sample platter
from the Windmill. I think that would be a good thing. Hey, by the way, our first volleyball match of the year tonight. We will be back at it again next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
As it is Wenatchee and Eastmont, the Cross River rivalry renewed. That'll be next Tuesday at 7 o'clock live here on the NCWLIFE channel. And we don't have any football live this week because Eastmont and Wenatchee are both out of town. So we'll replay the Ellensburg-Eastmont game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. If you missed it, that was a great game. So be sure and watch that. We've got more soccer and football over the weekend, too. So be sure and watch us here for all your local sports on your home for local sports, the NCWLIFE channel. Also online at NCWLIFE.com. You can stream us at NCWLIFE.com/live-stream and watch us wherever, and watch these games on demand.
Absolutely.
We already have the Eastmont-Wenatchee soccer match from 2 nights ago that went overtime and then penalty kick shootout, for goodness sakes, with Wenatchee edging Eastmont 3-2 in the shootout. We've got that one on demand right now, so that's on our website too, ncwlife.com. So be sure and tune in and watch that whenever you want.
I had the opportunity to talk with Kate Springer, one of Wenatchee's starters, and she got to shoot in the shootout and scored a goal, and her dad is Coach Springer, and she said it was so stressful, you know, just Eastmont and just the crowd and everything. And but she's a senior this year, so she said how cool to win it in that situation. Well, and I said to her, so you guys played 2 full halves, didn't score any goals? And she goes, no. And I said, that's why I coach volleyball.
Yeah,
right there.
Exactly.
That's why I coach volleyball.
That, you know, they call it the beautiful game.
Right.
But yeah, I learned quickly, and I told Matt Wisen this when I did some games with him. I said, you know, I learned in the 3rd grade when you couldn't use your hands in that sport. And there's a bunch of running around and not a lot of scoring. You know, it's not for me.
Right.
I'll do football, thanks, where I can hit somebody.
Well, and you could come coach my little one's U5 soccer team. It's quite entertaining.
Oh, yeah. Well, where the ball is half the size of the little kids running around.
Right.
That's always fun.
Right.
Okay, so here we go. Ready for volleyball again here. And it will be Wenatchee's serve after Davis served in game 1. Wenatchee winning game 1, 25-11. And back to serve for the Panthers. It will be Lily Dexter. And hold on, we had a buzz here. I think that was inadvertent buzz as the officials check the scores table. Far side it goes Megan Wolf. Nice little touch at the net. Davis responds though. Pirates get it back across. Back line it goes. Now the set and the spike attempt here for the Panthers by Madison Johnson. Panthers will get a point out of it. Good rally, good movement, I would say, so far.
Absolutely.
Being one that knows nothing about this sport.
Yep. No, Emily Redmond does a really good job of spreading the floor and setting up every hitter.
Dexter again on the service as Panthers lead at 1-0. Davis with the response. Now cross over to Megan Wolf. Nasty hit at the net, skimmed through the top of the net. Davis, though, up to the response.
So something new that you're seeing out here this year, typically when a setter passes the ball, so right now Emily Redmond's the setter, if she passes the ball, the right side will set up the ball. They are passing up their ball to their libero, and their libero is being that second contact. And one of the rules with that, a libero cannot set the ball or use their hands if they're in front of the 10-foot line. You were asking about a libero earlier.
Right. Okay, so the point to Wenatchee, 2-0 the score. The libero out there, by the way, right now is Sydney Brownlee for Wenatchee. Megan Wolf again on the kill, and it's in. Barely inside that back line. Wolf with her second kill of the game, of the match, I should say. And it's a 3-0 lead for Wenatchee. Lily Dexter getting things started off on the right side here for the Panthers. Back line it goes, Hoberg on the return. They'll get it up front. Block attempt. I don't know if you call that a block. I think it was a little low in the net there for Skahan White. Jordan just couldn't quite get the elevation she wanted. But the Panthers were right there with twin towers across from her. So
absolutely.
That probably would have come right back in her face anyway. 4-0 Panthers on top. Dexter again on the service, and Hoberg somehow got down to that one. One of the biggest girls on the court. To Wolf off of the set by Brownlee.
That was a nice dig.
Yeah, absolutely. Reaching back behind her head. Now they feed it backwards again, and Johnson with the point here. Boy, Madison having a nice match for Wenatchee tonight.
Absolutely.
Substitution for the Panthers. Out comes Emily Redmond, and into the contest, Paris Feifel for the first time. The 5'1" senior is in there as Dexter continues to serve for Wenatchee. And right mid, that's kind of one of those tweeners for Hoberg back there. Didn't know whether to have the hands up or down or what, and it falls for a point for Wenatchee. They're on top 6-0. Panthers dominant so far here tonight. Dexter again with the service. Hoberg this time got the hands correct, but kind of an awkward return, and a good talk by Dexter there, talking to her teammate Feifel, saying, let it go. And Paris just got into the game. You want to get a touch, but she laid off of it.
Right, 2 plays in a row, she hasn't gotten to touch it.
7-0. Panthers on top. Dexter again to Hoberg, back line. And again, Davis surviving the returns here. Wolf with the kill. It's in. I will say one thing that I miss off of last year's team was the celebratory one arm up, one foot up by Demrysog. 8-0 the score. Dexter continues on the serve here for the Panthers. This time she'll go right down the left side, and that's under the net on the return attempt for Davis by Lozano, and another point to the Panthers.
I spoke with Sug recently, and she's really enjoying Walla Walla and getting a lot of playing time, which is really great. Yep.
Great.
And Allie Hallberg had her first day of school today in California.
Okay. Obviously basketball in her forte now. Yep. Another point for the Panthers. Kind of a miss hit here for Davis by Skahan White. Substitution for Wenatchee. Wolf will come out, and in for the first time is Alexandra Toth, the 5'8" sophomore, getting into the lineup here. So how nice as a coach to get your chance to get massive substitutions in without having to face a return yet. 10-0 Wenatchee on top. And a set, and this one's a little too deep. Off of the right hand of Lauren Clark. She got a nice set there by Feifel.
Yeah, coach is telling her to stay behind the ball. She overran it a little bit, which makes it hard to hit from behind her head.
Yep. Service here for Davis. Well, it's been a while since they served, since the last game. And there's a miss hit for Wenatchee by Toth, and a point for Davis. 10-2 now. Pirates. Jossie Morton on the service. Right from the middle of that back line. That's a tough rocket serve, but a nice job by Brownlee to handle it. And this shot down the line is off the mark and out of play, and Madison Johnson getting some correction here from her coach Connor Metcalf. But he does it with a smile.
He does it with a smile and a bow tie.
And a bow tie. That scores points, doesn't it?
It should.
Back line, a little too deep on the service that time here for Morton, and so the point goes to the Panthers. So too does the service. And a substitution as Clark will come out. And
Charlie
Plinsky checks in.
She's a great kid.
For the first time tonight. Sydney Brownlee, meanwhile, back to serve here for Wenatchee, leading at 11-3. Back line it goes, and nobody's going to get to that one. A little tough off to the left by Jossie Morton, and try to reach out with both hands and kind of thumb that one up into the rafters.
This might be Charlie's first time getting it at all. She's had a sprained ankle since the first week.
Another service for Brownlee. Down the line she goes. This time getting a good piece of it on the return was Morton. They get it across. Does Hoberg, crosses over. Now a beautiful kill with the right hand from the left side for Alexandra Toth. She's got good size at 5'8". They list her at 5'8". She's a little taller than that, but maybe
Yeah, she's about that. She actually was one of the girls that played club volleyball for me back at U12.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Service again by Brownlee. She mixed it up, moved over to the right this time. Hoberg going to try to get something going for Davis, trailing at 13-3. Again, the kill attempt by Toth. Return by Hoberg, and a touch in the back line. Wenatchee scrambling. Nice job to survive that one. Now up front it goes to Lozano. Now the kill attempt at the net by Fusner. Panthers respond, and ooh, nice attempt, and they did find a spot in the defense where there was a gap, and give credit to Madison Johnson on that hit there. Point to the Panthers. They lead at 14-3. We're going to get a timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout as well. 30-second break on the broadcast. 14-3, Panthers up in game 2. You're watching Wenatchee Volleyball tonight on the NCWLIFE channel. We're back after this.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Our broadcast tonight on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you in part by Charter College. Charter types find solutions. Are you a charter type? They work to get you to work. Call 509-415-3576. Sydney Brownlee on the service here for Wenatchee, wearing the libero, #1 for the Panthers, and that purple uniform standing out amidst the white. And the service back line. Nice job of reaching for that one by Benitez. Now they block at the net. Nice job by the Panthers. They got a younger lineup out there right now. And again, a block. And give credit to the blonde ponytails up front of Charlie Plinsky and Alexandra Toth. They come through with the block and a point to the Panthers.
Look at this, brunettes in the back row, blondes in the front.
Well, that was interesting looking. It serves the purpose.
It worked.
Madison Johnson says, okay, we'll just go back and forth, play a little tennis here. Substitution for the Panthers, Shelby McCurry comes in and will replace Lily Dexter. 16-3 the score, Wenatchee on top here in game 2. They won game 1, 25-11. And boy, I don't know, that looked like it was well out along back
I thought the same
back
thing.
There.
She was confident in her call, though.
She was. She pointed right at it.
I've always been told when you're reffing, just sell it.
Right.
If you can sell it, you'll be fine.
Yep. Now they're going to talk it over here. And I think if they could watch our replay, they would see that that ball was out by about a ball.
We are live.
We are live. Yes.
We could watch that.
Actually, we're watching it right now probably because Becca Freeman back in the studios has the ability to show replay. I don't know if she's got it going, though, because she's also having to keep score back there.
Sure, Becca, you're on it.
And that's a tough challenge. I mean, she's having to keep every single score we have, 17-3. So
it's true, and we are a local television station.
If she doesn't have the replay, that's quite all right.
Yes.
17-3 to score. They are going. Oh, she just told me in my ear she's not doing replay because she's got her hands full keeping score. Brownlee on the service to Hoberg, up front to Benitez, back to Hoberg, crosses the courts. Nice return there by Brownlee, and a kill at the nets. Give it to Alexandra Toth. Well, she made up for that missed hit a few moments ago.
Yep. Yep, she had to just get that out of the way, and she's had 3 great kills since then.
18-3 to score, and you can see the confidence brimming. They have that bubbly smile behind their lips right now.
Yep, absolutely.
Brownlee, back line it goes. Hoberg trying to do everything for Davis right now, and the Pirates, another miss hit by Skahan White. Jordan just couldn't get the elevation she wanted. 19-3 the score. Panthers on top, trying to go up 2 games to none in this best-of-5 match. Again, Brownlee on the service for Wenatchee, this time into the nets. And that's a rare unforced error on the service for Wenatchee here tonight.
I think I've only seen 2.
Yeah, that's the second one. I didn't see if Davis made a substitution there. I think they possibly did. Meanwhile, it's the libero making the service Benitez. That ball was deep, but Brownlee got after it. And now a hit is a little bit too deep at the line here for Alexandra Toth. Oh, they say that's in?
I'm not convinced that lines judge knows where in or out is.
Wow, that was way out. Wow.
Look at that girl's back there ready to serve.
Yeah, she's ready to serve.
Not your ball, girlfriend.
Okay. They are going to give that point to Davis. And we're going to get a timeout. Wenatchee is. Coach Metcalf trying to make some substitutions here. Wants to talk to his girls and get the front row settled down. We're going to take a 30-second break as well. 20-4 the score. Wenatchee up here in game 2 after winning game 1. You're watching Panther Volleyball tonight on the NCWLIFE channel. We're back after this.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Welcome back to Wenatchee High School, along with Leanne Branham. I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCWLIFE channel. Wenatchee up 19-5. They did give that point to Davis on a call on the inline there. My eyes are not what they used to be, but I think
those were out.
Yeah, they were out. So service here again to Natalie Benitez, the 5'2" junior, trying to give a little bit of momentum swing in this contest, but that one just a little bit too deep. Nearly came into the lap of our cameraman down there, Colson Crawford. Substitution for the Panthers. Out of the lineup comes Paris Feifel, and back in, Cammie Worley. And a service to Sierra White. Worley immediately comes in, makes a touch at the net. Hoberg kind of spun awkwardly off of the hit there, attempt by McCreary. But the Panthers positive, talking to each other, picking each other up. As it's 20-6 now.
It's kind of hard to get down when you have this big of a lead, but I have seen it happen.
Oh, yeah. Serenity King comes in to replace Skahan White for Davis. She'll drop back and serve it here. And she does have a booming serve, and that is a tough one. But Wenatchee, nice job on the return by Toth that time. Panthers scrambling. Almost got underneath the net too far, but Worley got it over. Back line it goes. Now up front, over to Worley. Nice kill attempt at the net, and it's going to be a point to the Panthers. We've got Cammie Worley over there at 6'2", feeder. Toth on the service. Methodical as she squares herself. Kind of looks almost like a kicker. Going back, drop it off to her right.
Yep.
And the service, 21-6, Panthers on top. King with it now. They do get it over. Scramble. Brownlee kind of out of sorts there, but a nice job for Wenatchee by McCreary to get it over. Now back line to Brownlee. Up front it goes. McCreary, cross court. I like that they're going to the weak side there. Back line, Toth. Up front to White. Kill attempt by Worley, and a point to the Panthers.
That had some nasty side spin on it.
It did.
Made a hard pass.
Tell me, I'm seeing that there's few holes here in Wenatchee. I mean, they are kind of getting a little out of sorts at times, but they're quickly getting back to their position.
They're definitely quickly getting back to their positions, which is really nice to see.
22-6 the score. Wenatchee on top. Toth on the service. Back line, it was Benitez on the return. Now they'll kick it across. Not literally, of course. Block attempt, nicely done at the net by the Pirates. Again, McCreary, weak side. Now Hoberg chases it down. Davis gets it over into the nets. Left-handed. Oh, most of Sierra White hit it with the left hand, and then a diving attempt by Charlie Plinsky. Just couldn't quite get to it. Point to Davis. 22-7 here in game 2. Hoberg on the service. Flat serve again, back line. Now to Worley. She wasn't quite ready for that one from Sierra White, but they do get it over to the Panthers. Front line, this one's going to be too deep and out off of the hand of Jackie Bellman. She hasn't had many touches here tonight for the Pirates. 23-7 the score. Substitution As Brownlee comes out, in comes Lauren Clark, and back to serve goes Charlie Plinsky. This is her first time serving, isn't it, since she's been out?
It is.
Nice serve there, little arc to it. King up front, and the net it goes. Boy, we've seen a few of those tonight. Jossie Morton just couldn't quite get up there. 24-7 the score. What happens when they're doing that so often? Just not
hitting the ball in the net? Yeah.
Not timing the jump
Yeah,
correctly?
absolutely. Not timing the jump and trying to hit too hard, maybe for their own abilities.
Holberg to King, and this one saves Davis from going down in game 2 as it spins off of the fist of Plinsky. Excuse me, that was off of Toth and goes out of bounds. Plinsky comes out. Back in comes Brownlee. Also a substitution attempt here for Davis as Kilihananui will check in for the first time.
She was very sweet when she came over to show you how to, very wrote it out for you.
Villa comes out. So again, it's Kilihananui on the service with beautiful pink shoes. Service is a good one. Back line to McCreary. Up front to Clark. Clark off of Kilihananui, and like that,
from Boise.
From Boise. It's a point for the Panthers, and they win game 2, 25-8. That is game 2. We will take a break and come back for game 3. Panthers trying to sweep it here at home against Davis tonight. You're watching Wenatchee Volleyball on the NCWLIFE channel. We're back with game 3 after this 60-second timeout.
Können Sie mir das Problem sagen?
Meinen Zylinder überschwingt. Flute, ich habe mein Fugen verloren.
Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragen schließen. Hey, you.
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. At 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
Welcome back once again here to Wenatchee High School, getting ready for game 3 after the Panthers win the first two 25-11 and 25-8. And this gives me a moment, while I have it, to remind you that the Windmill Restaurant in Wenatchee prides itself on being a local legend for 80 years. The Windmill features slow roasted prime rib, highest quality hand-cut steaks and fresh seafood. Homemade dressings and pies are made daily and are the mainstay of this legendary landmark restaurant. The Windmill has a full bar and excellent selection of beer and wine from which to choose. Call the Windmill today, 665-9529. That's 665-9529. Hey, not too far from now, looking at the Wenatchee volleyball schedule, there is an event, a annual tradition here at Wenatchee High School. It is the Wenatchee Invite. It's coming up on Saturday, October 3rd. Leanne, I know you're heavily involved in that. Tell me about the teams that we can expect for that October 13th.
Sure, yeah, we always try to keep it pretty competitive here. A lot of big schools want to come. This year we've allowed a couple JV teams from bigger schools to come, as well as a couple local teams. But we have Oak Harbor, Christian Faith, Cedar Woolley, Davis, Eastmont, Quincy, East Valley, Hanford, Southridge JV, Coopville, Kelso, Issaquah, Sela, and both Wenatchee varsity and JV.
Wow.
So 16 teams total.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
My alma mater is coming.
Where'd you go to school?
Cedar Woolley High School.
Cedar Woolley.
Yes.
It always makes me think of fly fishing. Is that weird? Like a woolly bugger? I don't know.
No, that's perfectly okay.
Okay.
There used to be good steelhead fishing in the Skagit River, right?
And are you proud that I knew that analogy?
I'm totally blown away. I've learned something new here.
Volleyball
Leanne.
and fishing.
How about that? It's nice to meet your husband tonight.
Yeah.
Before the contest.
Yeah.
That's tough. Leanne's got some youngsters.
Yeah.
Some little ones, and they were not happy that mom's not tucking them in tonight.
No. Blakely Shea just turned 4, and she is all about mommy. And so she was screaming and holding on to me.
You said this the first night, and how many that you had?
Oh, man. I tuck her in.
Like every night?
Every night. 199 out of 200 nights, probably.
You're breaking my heart
So,
here.
but then Kaya, like I said, she'd go to bed if you put her to bed.
Yeah,
so
well,
that one will be easy. Okay. I'll be curious to know if Blakely's asleep when I get home.
Well, we appreciate you coming and being part of the broadcast again.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, this is nice. Before, when they're really little, you don't want to be away from them. But now they're a little older, man, I could use a break. So this is perfect. Front row for volleyball and hang out with you.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know about the latter part of that, but the forward part of that is pretty good.
Hey, it's all great.
2-0. Wenatchee up trying to sweep it here against the Davis Pirates. Appreciate you joining us on the NCWLIFE channel tonight. We understand we had a little issue with our scoreboard back in the studio, so we appreciate Becca doing all she can back there, and then our camera crew also flashing the scoreboard periodically to keep you up to date, and we'll do it verbally here as well on the broadcast. You know, things happen. It's live TV.
This is awesome. It's live.
It is. It is.
I know we've got lots of grandparents watching.
Lily Lozano, yes, on the service here for Davis in game 3, and a nice stop at the net by Lauren Clark. Probably considered a miss-hit, but hey, it found the spot, so it's a point to the Panthers.
You know, and sometimes those miss-hits are the hardest ones to defend.
Clark comes out of the lineup. She was replaced by Charlie Plinsky, and back to serve is Sydney Brownlee. Brownlee with a nice serve there. Davis on the return, going down to a knee. McCreary to get it for the Panthers. Up front line, Fuser. And the right-handed shot by Benitez right in the middle of the net. And you've probably seen about 2 fistfuls of those tonight here for Davis. 2-0, Panthers up. Brownlee on the service for the Panthers. She'll serve this time from the right corner back there. That dead spin ball comes in. And the return by Hoberg, and point to Wenatchee again. Kind of see the balloon deflating a little bit here for Davis.
You do. You do. You always wonder in game 3 what's going to happen. Sometimes it completely deflates, and sometimes they come back on fire. And Wenatchee's showing a lot of, you know, non-starters out there, so this is opportunity for Davis, but Wenatchee's executing.
Jossie Morton comes in. Scahan White comes out for the Pirates. Again, the service by Brownlee. Right down the line it goes to Hoberg, and the Davis Pirates get it across this time as it was Morton on the return. Now a kill attempt is too deep, a little bit too much oomph to it for the Panthers' Alexandra Toth. And again, Coach Metcalf right up, right there, giving some positive encouragement on how to do that differently. Service by Davis is in. And a touch at the nets, and that was a nice kind of falling back move there by Madison Johnson. And it skims off of the hand of Fusner, out of bounds, point to the Wenatchee Panthers. They lead at 4-1. Worley will come in, and out comes Paris Feifel. Also out is Madison Johnson, as slipping into service here is Sierra White.
Sierra's who we saw go on that big giant run last time.
Yeah. White with the just knuckleball serve. Boy, that's hard to return. Davis, 2 bodies falling into each other. They somehow get it across, and a kill at the nets.
Wow.
By the Pirates, Lachlan Hoberg. Boy, she got a pie on that one.
Great hustle.
That was.
The girls are talking about how they feel over here after running into each other.
As we see, especially it seems with women's sports, that momentum swing could happen just with a play like that.
Oh, absolutely.
The whole thing could turn around, except a miss hit here by Davis.
Coach tried to get in on the action.
Coach Jellerson. Nice little bump there.
What position do you think she played?
I think she was a setter.
Quite possibly.
Of course, back in my day, the setters were always used about the smallest on the floor.
Right. Nowadays, they're not.
Yeah, they're not necessarily the case. Another miss hit here by Wenatchee, and the point goes to Davis, and kind of a snickering giggle there by Tashaila Villa. You love to see that confidence. I don't care if it's the team we're calling or the opponent. You just love, and that's what I love about volleyball and doing girl sports too, is the fact that they show emotion on their face.
Right. Absolutely.
Serenity King comes into service here, and her booming serve goes to the back line of Brownlee, and now scrambled by Wenatchee. Sierra White got to it, and then Toth got it over. Far side Hoberg, back line, Toth is there. Now to Brownlee. Now up front it goes to the Panthers' McCurry, and a block at the nets, and another point for Davis, and to Shyla Villa. Feeling it right now. 5-4. Davis close to tying it other than zeros for the first time here in 3 games, and they do. King with the service, skims off the forearms of Toth, slithers out of bounds. We're tied at 5. Serenity King again on the serve for Davis. Nasty serve, skips off the net. Brownlee goes down to get it. Now the kill attempt by McCurry. That may have been out of bounds, but King hit it, and it goes out, and a point to Wenatchee. 6-5 the score. And again, Jellerson coaching all along on every single point.
I was really just trying to listen to what she was saying, and she is coaching every single time.
Charlie Plinsky on the service here for Wenatchee. Nice serve, back line, it goes to Benitez. Up front now to Hoberg. Hoberg kind of mishit that one. She was trying to go weak side with it and just mishit it, and she's not had the game that we saw her have last year.
Absolutely, yeah. I've just seen her a ton this year.
7-5 the score. Wenatchee on top by 2. Good service. King chasing now, but after she hit the ball, she got in the way of her teammate Lozano, and Lozano just couldn't get through her to get to it.
My setter in college, if you were in her way, she would shove you out of the way to get to the ball. It was awesome.
8-5 the score. Plinsky again on the service. Beautiful serve. Into the net it goes on the return. Lozano pats her own chest and says, yeah, that was on me. 9-5 the score. Panthers on top. Turning the tables here in game 3. Plinsky again. Beautiful serve. Down the right side it goes. And now Davis finally gets it back over. Set attempt at the nets. Nice job by McCurry off the set by Sierra White. Now back it goes. Worley goes cross court with it. Falling down. Davis bodies all over the place. A block at the nets, but again, how about it? Via having the game of her life here. That's about the 3rd point that she's contributed for Davis.
Yeah, she does a really good job not being super big out of the middle.
Substitution coming in is Skahan White, and out of the lineup for Davis comes Jossie Morton, and back to serve is Hoberg. Hoberg just doesn't look too comfortable back there serving, but she got it across.
She likes to serve fast. Man,
yes, she does.
There's as soon as Upright blows that whistle, she's going.
Sierra White on the return here, down to Brownlee. Near side it comes to McCreary. Nice hit and a nice attempt at the return on the back line by Benitez, but it spins out of bounds, and it's a 10-6 Wenatchee lead. Substitution for the Panthers. In comes Madison Johnson. She'll replace Sierra White. Also a sub as Paris Feifel will come in and replace Cammie Worley. Cammie was back there ready to serve it, but instead it'll be Feifel to serve for Wenatchee as the Panthers lead at 10-6 here in game 3 after taking games 1 and 2. 25-11 and 25-8. Service by Feifel. On the return, Benitez. And nice job by Serenity King. She saw the hole in the pond and just plunked it right in there. She did. That's good vision.
It is good vision, and I've always been a firm believer that a setter needs to be able to be a threat as well. You got to keep the other team on their heels.
Here's Villa on the service. Wenatchee got it over. It did hit the antenna. And so that's out, right? If it hits, the ball hits the antenna, that's considered out.
Yep.
So it's a point to Davis. Stephanie Jellerson, the head coach for Davis, is just fun to watch.
She needs a nap on the way home.
I think she will sleep on the bus.
She's probably one of those people that doesn't sleep on the bus,
that's true. That's probably true.
She's probably up dancing and singing with her team, I would imagine.
Madison Johnson with a left-handed hit here at the net. It goes into the net, so another point. Davis a point away from tying it up here. Toth back line. Wenatchee scrambling, gets it across. Now to Hoberg, up to King. King got it over, and it's returned by McCurry for Wenatchee. Now to Serenity King, into the net it goes, point to the Panthers. Every time Davis gets right there, they give it back to Wenatchee. King comes out, Benitez comes in, and back to serve for the Panthers is Shelby McCurry. McCurry with the approach and the service. Hoberg. And now they return and they get it over by Fusner. Block at the net. It goes out of bounds, though. Nice try by Fusner, but it does go out off of her, so it's a point to Wenatchee. That's frustrating to get that nice block and just have it carry them the wrong way.
Right. Well, if she were to turn her hands in a little bit, that would have gone right back in Wenatchee's face.
McCurry again on the service, trying to get her second point, but it's a little deep and will be a point to Davis. From the old days where you had to score when you're on offense on your service, when you played to 15, are the games quicker now?
Yes.
Scoring like this?
Yes,
Even
way
though you're
faster.
playing at 25?
Yes, way faster. Because before, you could have 15 points before you really scored a point.
That's true.
You could go back and forth forever, where it could be 10-10 in rally scoring, and it'd be 0-1.
Nice attempt on the return there by Natalie Benitez. She just went down and blocked it basically, but the velocity of the ball ricocheted off of her hands and came clear back across the net out of bounds. Point to Wenatchee. 13-10 the score. Down the far side it goes, and it's out on the service that time by Brownlee. Another substitution for the Pirates as Jossie Morton comes in. She'll replace Jordan Scahan-White. And Morton will go back to service. Trailing it by 2, 13-11, trying to avoid being swept here tonight. Beautiful job by Brownlee to somehow get a return on that, but it just skims away from everybody. Falls in for a point, and again, Davis is right there on the doorstep again, trailing it by 1. A timeout going to be taken by Wenatchee. We'll take a 30-second break on the broadcast. 13-12, Wenatchee up here in Game 3. You're watching Panther Volleyball tonight on the NCWLIFE channel. We're back after this.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Our broadcast tonight on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you in part by Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape. Alignment Pros and Express Lube, including front and four-wheel alignment. AlignPros.com or 182 Eastmont Avenue. Also by Automoka. What's your Automoka emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the Valley, including the only Automoka with inside seating on 5th Street across from Wenatchee Valley College.
I could use an Automoka right now.
You know, I've seen that they stay open so late.
They
it's
do.
Amazing.
I would never sleep if I drank a coffee right now.
I would go by there almost 10 o'clock at night, and people are getting coffee.
Yeah.
And like, they must work like graveyards.
Yeah,
or
that's what I
something.
anticipate they probably do. I've seen that too. Man, I would never sleep.
Give a point to Davis. Nice job there by Jossie Morton on the service. Boy, there's a rocket serve. Brownlee on the return, and front line it goes, and a block at the net. Give it to Holberg.
I love that. Did you see her? Owned you.
14-13, and for the first time tonight, Davis holds a lead. Morton on the service. Back line it goes. Wenatchee rotating. Toth on the hit at the net. Now to Holberg, and a kill, and a point, and Davis leads by 2, 15-13.
Yep, I'm ready, Coach.
Here comes
Throw some normalcy back in.
Yep, put the starters back in here. As Lily Dexter comes in to replace Toth here for Wenatchee. Substitute, or the service again by Morton. Back line, Brownlee's there. Nope. Now Dexter, who's been on the bench for quite a while, needs to warm up. Her first hit goes sailing too far deep. A point to Davis, and suddenly the Pirates leading it by 3, 16-13. Again, Morton serving here. 4 points in a row. Back line to Brownlee. Up front it comes. Dexter chasing after it. Got it across this time. Now the set for Holberg. Panthers on it. That should have been a double hit, I think, by King.
But that was a great dig by 2, though.
It was. Getting after it was Lily Lozano, and suddenly Davis looks like a different team for the last 5 points.
They do. Like I told you before, you never know what is going to happen in volleyball. It is such a game of momentum.
Cammie Worley comes back in the lineup here for Wenatchee, and Sierra White will drop back to serve here, trailing at 16-14 on the Panthers. White service down the far side, and Benitez is there. Now to Holberg up front, went back corner, it's out. Boy, it was close.
I'm surprised she didn't call it in right there with what we have seen in the past.
She's doing the best she can.
I actually believe it, because that's a hard job.
Yeah,
it is a hard job.
It's a lot of pressure, too. Sierra White again on the service is at 16-15. Panther cheering crew trying to get into it here. And another point going to be scored by Davis. And I'll tell you what, Lily Lozano, number 2 for Davis, has come to life here.
Just digging machine, yeah, digging machine.
Fusner comes out, and the little spark plug Villa comes in, and here is Benitez on the service. Across it goes. Panthers on the return. Now Worley, Cammie with the return. Across the net to King. King goes across. Sierra White is there. Back line now up front to Worley and a block. Give credit up front to Shyla Villa. She got the point, and a timeout going to be taken here for Wenatchee. We're going to keep it right here and remind you a little bit about the Windmill Restaurant of Wenatchee, priding itself on being a local legend for 80 years. The Windmill features slow roasted prime rib, highest quality hand-cut steaks, and fresh seafood. Made homemade dressings and pies made daily and are a mainstay of this legendary landmark restaurant. The Windmill has a full bar and excellent selection of beer and wine from its choose. Call the Windmill today, 665-9529.
Do they deliver? That's the question.
I don't think so, but you can order and pick up.
Nice.
Yes.
So next time?
Next time.
Okay.
Yes. We need a doggy bag delivery by Dan Kuntz, I think. That's the soccer broadcaster's been asking for catering for a while here.
Okay.
From the Windmill to set us up. Yet it just hasn't happened.
Right. I could probably provide you with popcorn from the concession stand.
Oh, speaking of which, Panther Booster Club running the concessions here. I told the boys I'd talk about it. The boys basketball team running the concessions tonight. And that's a neat program where you can raise money for your sport by working the concession stand.
Absolutely. Booster Club raises money in general, obviously off of all the sales, but Booster Club pays teams $100 into their ASB account to work an event. And
if they get a big night, I guess they get some of the profits as well. That's what they were telling me anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the truth.
Maybe that's the tip jar.
Maybe that's what the boys are hoping for. But no, they get paid $100 a night by Booster Club to run a concession stand.
And they said, you got to do the popcorn. And I asked the boys as well. I said, well, what else? What else is good here? And they said, oh, the hot dogs are really good. So, you know. That's what answer you're going to get from a teenager.
Well, I was going to say any teenage boy probably thinks everything at a concession stand is delicious.
18-17 the score. Wenatchee, after a nice hit by Worley, gets the point here as we're back in play again. White with the beautiful set here near side to McCurry. McCurry got it across. A block made, but it goes down on the Davis side off of Villa. And we're now tied at 18. Do you say love?
No,
that's tennis.
That's tennis.
Okay. All right. Just thought we'd try to cross the genres here. Benitez gets it across. Back line it goes. Wenatchee has a little bit different look now that they brought in a couple of varsity players. Boy, they say that McCurry was across the center line, so offsides. Is that the official call?
Yeah, they called it on Plinsky. They said she was under the net, but I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either. I thought she got her foot down and her momentum stopped, but point goes to the Pirates and Serenity King on the service, and that is good talk by Wenatchee on the back line between Brownlee back there along with Dexter. That's the second time we've seen Lily do some good communicating.
Yeah, absolutely.
To her teammates. Tied up at 19 again, and here's Plinsky with the service. Nice floater here, Benitez, and now it crosses over and try to go near side from the far side, but Wenatchee on it. Now they're going to call the Panthers in the net again, or offsides again.
No, they said a double hit.
Oh, double.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Well, substitution here for Davis, as the Pirates will bring Jordan Scahan White in to replace Jossie Morton. She's had a nice game here, and this service offline, out of bounds, point to the Panthers, tied up again at 20. Sierra White replaced in the lineup for Wenatchee by Madison Johnson. Also, Paris Feifel comes in for Cammie Worley, so they go with a much shorter lineup here to the Panthers. On the service on the back line is Paris Feifel at 5'1", the senior with the right-handed service. Tied at 20. Game 3. Davis to King. Nice hits. They get it across. Near side. Kill attempt. Nice stop by King. Far side it goes to Scahan White, and it is out on the hit. Point to Wenatchee. 21-20. Stephanie Jellerson jumps up off the bench again.
I want to put a Fitbit on her.
She's running about 97 miles and about 6 feet over there.
I really enjoy her.
Service for Wenatchee. Back line on the service. Now to Skahan White. Beautiful job by Dexter to get after that one. Now front line, it goes to McCreary. Off of King. Here's Benitez getting it towards the front. Skahan White goes deep with it. Dexter returns it. Now the attempt. Oh, Wenatchee, great job on the return that time as Brownlee digs it out. Crosses over. Now no man's land, but there's Brownlee again for Wenatchee. How about this volley back and forth? Best of the night. That's too deep. Off of King. Out. Panthers point. 22-20.
That was a great idea by Davis, the setter right there, though. It was open.
Again, the service by Paris Feifel. Feifel, very concentrated on her approach on the service. High arcing Benitez off to King. Now Skahan White. Back line, it goes to Dexter. There's the set. Little touch at the net. Nice job by McCreary. Now Skahan White again. Gets it across. Diving attempt. Panthers get it back over. King. Near side it comes. And just off the mark by Lozano. Tough play by Lozano. And we're going to get a timeout taken by Coach Jellerson. We'll take a break as well. 30 seconds on the broadcast. 23-20, Wenatchee by 3. Trying to close it out and sweep aside the Pirates. We're back after this on the NCWLIFE channel. Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. Our broadcast on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you by Color FX, offering screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, and logo design for your team, school, business, or church at a fair price. Locally owned for over 20 years, call Color FX at 509-741-7609. Feifel on the service, up by 2, 23-20. Backline Benitez up front, now back to Benitez again. Nice job to get it over. Brownlee. Now the near side to McCreary, and I think in the nets was Villa. And a point to Wenatchee, and the Panthers are one away from sweeping it here tonight. You know, one thing you could tell by Tashaila Villa, she cares.
She cares.
She
absolutely.
really does. She feels bad about that one. Hey, that's effort. Service. Nice serve. Into no man's land, block at the net. Nice job by Davis to get the return. Back line it goes. Dexter up front on the sets. Nice hit there by Johnson. Madison's had a good game here.
Nice dig.
And the Panthers across. Oh, that's too tough. Feifel racing after it in front of the net. Kept her head out of the net somehow, but her feet goes.
I think everything but her head was under the net.
It was limbo.
Yeah.
It was like the limbo there. 24-21, Davis trying to hang in there. Villa on the service to Dexter. Up front. Spike attempt by the Panthers, Madison Johnson. Backline it goes again. Here's Johnson again with the left hand on the left side, and somebody's into the nets.
Bummer, way to
Is
end.
it? And that is the way the game will end, and that will be a win for the Panthers. But give Davis some credit here in the third game. A valiant effort to try to come back and get it and then extend it into a fourth. But it is a 3-0 sweep here for Wenatchee. 25-11, 25-8, and 25-21. The Panthers get the victory and improve to 2-0 in Big 9 play. They even their overall record at 2-2. Davis falls to 0-2 and 1-3 on the season. We will come back and wrap it up from Wenatchee High School after this timeout on the NCWLIFE channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frappuccino.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha pepitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Können Sie mir das Problem sagen?
Meinen Zylinder überschwingt. Flute, ich habe mein Fugen verloren.
Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragen schließen. You.
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
Welcome back here to Wenatchee High School along with Leanne Branham. I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCWLIFE channel. Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Global Car Care, a quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians celebrating 25 years in the car care business. They speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. Also by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders, and construction company for North Central Washington includes general contracting, framing, concrete, and consultation services online at onewayconstructionnw.com. Well, Leanne, the Panthers get the victory tonight. That's the number one thing you want to accomplish. They also got a lot of girls in this contest.
Absolutely. I think that in a situation, in a game where you're anticipating a win, it is a great opportunity to get a lot of playing time for kids that might not in other situations.
Who impressed you tonight? I think the bench play impressed me. The girls coming in and really providing a spark plug.
Yes, honestly, I was anticipating seeing a lot of the starting kids from last year play, and we didn't see a ton of that.
No,
we saw
really.
so many new, fresh faces, which is great for the future of Panther volleyball.
I think that first game really set the tone with Sierra White on the original service to start the contest. It was, I think, 11-0 before you even turned around, and that really set the tone and kind of took the wind out of the sails a little bit for Davis.
Right, and I was definitely not anticipating them coming back game 3 with the wind with their sail, coming back at the Panthers, which was awesome to see Davis fight back.
Yeah, especially when Wenatchee got up 5-0, you thought, well, here we go. And I mentioned that it looked like the balloon was deflating a little bit, but then suddenly you get one play, and sometimes, especially with girls volleyball, that's all you need.
Right, it is all you need. Teenage girls and the emotional roller coasters that they go through, they show it on the court as well.
Our broadcast brought to you in part by The Windmill, a time-tested restaurant providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room, open 7 days a week, 4:30 to 9:30. Call 509-665-9529. Leanne, it's always a pleasure to have you on the broadcast and to provide your expertise. Thank you very much.
I don't know about that, but thank you.
Well, we'll do it again next week. How about?
Perfect. I'll be back.
Wenatchee Eastmont next week, and we wanted to thank our broadcast crew here. Of course, Dan Kuntz, our line producer, doing a great job again. Becca Freemuth back in the studios, making sure that everything is getting on the air, so thanks to Becca for that. Also, thanks to our camera crews here tonight. We had Jessica Medina up high We had Colson Crawford down low, and on behalf of Leanne Branham, I'm Eric Granstrom. Again, the Wenatchee Panthers win it tonight over the Davis Pirates in 3 straight by a score of 25-11, 25-8, and 25-21. Leanne, we'll see you again next week.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Thanks for joining us tonight. That's going to do it for volleyball on the NCW Life channel. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching High School Sports on the NCW Life channel. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Alignment Pros, Automoca, Color FX, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, and the Windmill Restaurant. NCW Life Channel's coverage is also brought to you by Charter College and the Walkabout Grill. This concludes today's coverage of high school sports on your home for local sports, the NCW Life Channel.